All right, here we are. Another camping weekend for me. Actually, it's a Monday night. Just pulled into camp, and I thought I'd make a video about setting up camp and showing you guys kind of some of my equipment and just kind of how I do things out here. It feels good to be out in the woods again. It's been a few weeks, but I've had a very hectic, stressful time at my restaurant job recently. I'm excited to be out here. Let's get camp set up, get a fire going, and relax.
All right. Welcome to my first video that I'm gonna narrate as well. I hope this comes out okay. Um, but this is just me driving along, trying to get to camp. I really need to get a camera mount or something for my phone so I'm not driving and holding my phone. That's kind of dangerous. And of course, this is me trying to pull into camp with rear-wheel drive. Man, I wish I had four-wheel drive. Um, just making a mess in the mud.
Let's give this a
Hey,
shot. All right, I just wanted to
what the
show you
hell?
guys some of
I
the
can
things that
barely
I
hear
have.
myself.
First of all, this is my truck. This is a 1999
Oh
Dodge
yeah,
Dakota.
speak
I've
up,
got
Aaron.
258,000 miles on it, and it's still running. We'll see how much longer it lasts.
Oh my goodness.
As far as equipment goes, I just kind of toss everything in the back of my truck, provided it's nice weather outside and it's not going to rain on anything. I've got a suitcase with a pillow, a tent, my sleeping bag, and a big heavy coat. Um, I always buy 1 or 2 bundles of firewood. I've got my camp chair right over there. This is my bedroll for sleeping on. That blue plastic container is all of my dry goods, my dry food, my spoons, forks, canned food, other odds and ends, toiletries and stuff like that. I've also brought 2 sleeping bags with me in addition because it's supposed to get pretty cold tonight. Um, Over in the corner, I also have a lantern, some camp fuel, and a jug of water. Let's
Oh,
get going.
okay. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, I need to get one of those microphones that you mount on top of your camera, directional mics, so the audio would have been better on that. So this is me just kind of getting camp set up. Here's my little blue Dodge Dakota. Right now I'm feeling really awkward because this I've never filmed myself doing these things, so my mind is on the camera. But I know lifting firewood looks pretty cool, so I got that going. Man, look at me go, editing all these clips together. I've never done this. I just have my camera and my tripod, and I just constantly set it up around camp to film myself doing all these little things. And I just finished editing all these videos together and clipping them together. This is working out kind of nice so far. I had to tone down the audio uh, for my actual camping experience just because it was so windy. So you can't hear a lot of what I'm doing right now at camp. But this is I'm just getting my badass chair set up. Back to my truck. Let's situate a couple of things. God, those sleeping bags are so old. They're older than I am, I think. We've had them in my family for as long as I can remember. But they still work. Here's my jug of water. Alright, got my bedroll laid out. And since right now I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts, it was February, early in February, and it was really, really warm. But I know it's supposed to cool down later. So when I'm camping in the winter, I'll put my bedroll down and then a nice sleeping bag down to protect me from the cold underneath. And then I'll put my actual sleeping bag down that I sleep in. This is my mummy bag. I bought this green sleeping bag at a military surplus store in Cambridge, England for like 80 quid right before I went to Spain to do my Camino de Santiago trek. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to show you how to chop wood like a master. I always bring these, even though there's wood all over the forest, downed trees and limbs, I always bring one or two dry bundles of firewood just because they're dry, they're split, and they're easy to work with to get a fire started. And I've been really happy with this hatchet so far. I bought it online on Amazon. Husqvarna, I think it is. It's a Swedish company, but it's a sweet hatchet. It's a heck of a lot easier than what I've been doing for the past 5 years, which is just cutting firewood with a knife. It is not easy, but I've been doing it for 5 years, so I'll have to make a video about how to split firewood with a knife because I know how to do that. So the idea here is you take a piece of wood and you split it down to a bunch of little pieces, a bunch of kindling, because the smaller pieces you have, the easier it is to start your fire. So I was texting my mom earlier, and she was asking me, what are you up to today? And I said, oh, I'm going camping. And she always says, oh, you're going camping alone again? I really worry about you. I wish you weren't alone out there. And I'm like, Mom, please, I do this all the time. So I get here and I'm chopping wood and I'm thinking, you know what, Mom, you have got nothing to worry about. Oh God, I'm bleeding. Yeah. Yeah, I smashed the crap out of my finger when I was chopping wood. You'll notice I did not include that in the video. But after I chop up kindling, it's time to gather bigger pieces of firewood. Here's a little stick. And here's a bigger stick. Right now I'm thinking, man, I wish I had a bigger axe or a chainsaw or something to chop this limb off, but I do not want to work that hard. How the heck am I supposed to carry this? This is really heavy. All right, throw it over your shoulder. Look really strong for the camera and just bulldoze ahead. I'm so strong. Yeah, this was really heavy. But I burnt through most of it that night. All right, now I'm thinking, got my sticks. Let's pull this this tree a little closer to the campfire. No, it's too heavy. Screw it. Just put it down right there. Ugh. This is a lot of work. I'm exhausted. All right, let's get the little kindling together. Just break off a bunch of pieces and make a pile of tinder and kindling. This is important to get a fire going. The smaller the pieces, the better. And this was a good tree too. Lots of dry twigs. But it's super time consuming. I wish there was a faster way to get all these pieces off and chopped up into little bits. Just keep working at it. I know, I'll just karate chop it. You loser. Anyway, okay, so back to getting the fire going. The ash in the ground there is kind of wet, so I'll put a foundation down first of dry wood. And then in my truck, I always have some paper some sort of paper lying around. This is actually from a CDL training book that I got at a bus driving interview. And the lady said, "Please bring this back." And I said, "Sure." I didn't want the job, and I did not return this book, but it makes for a good fire starter. Next, take the smallest twigs you have that burn the quickest and the easiest. Put that on top of the paper in a teepee-like fashion, and then just keep building your way up. Here's the kindling I chopped earlier. It's dry, it's tiny, it should burn real quick and easy and catch fire. The TP method is always a good way to go because it allows for oxygen to get underneath the kindling, so it'll start quicker, and then I just keep building on top of that. Keep going with bigger sticks, bigger twigs. All right, now that I got my fire started, I'm hungry. It's time to eat something. I got my bowl. Let's get dinner going. I got a spoon. And I got a can of chili. And right now I'm realizing, where's my can opener? What the hell's my can opener? Shit, I don't have a can opener. Maybe there's something in this toolbox. That's why I carry these tools around. Vice grips? No. Screwdriver? No. How about a hammer? No, that's stupid. Okay, now I gotcha. No. Okay, here's my idea. I just grab my big Rambo knife and a hammer, and I'm just gonna puncture little tiny holes around the top of the can. God, this is dangerous and stupid. But I didn't have a can opener. Note to self, bring a can opener when camping. But, you know, I worked at it for a few minutes and eventually did get my can opened. I started the keto diet a week ago, and I like it. I like how I feel. I'm doing it to kind of control my blood sugar and keep my mood and my energy kind of stable and steady. But I still don't quite know what I'm doing when it comes to meals. I know you're supposed to eat high fats and very, very low carbs. So this is a bowl of chili, avocado, and a block of cheese. Yeah, Ugh. Gross. And it's cold. I miss pizza. My campsite. Here's me looking relaxed on the hood of my truck. And it did cool down quite a bit. I had to put some warm clothes on. But here's my campfire. And you saw how I made it. I just took a lighter to the paper. And if I did it right, it should just take off. There's a huge sense of pride I get from doing all the prep work, and all you have to do is just put a spark to it and the fire just takes off. Really proud of this. All right, we got some flames going now. There's a fire. And you always want bigger sticks and stuff ready, because you gotta keep feeding it. And naturally, I had bigger stuff ready to go. God, from this angle, it really looks like I'm sticking my hand in the flames. How did I not get burnt? How do I not get more hurt every time I go camping? God, I got a bandage over one finger. I'm sticking my hand in the flames. I'm looking around big trees and branches. I should be hurt more often. I don't know. But it did cool down considerably. I got a fire going now. Now that the sun's coming down, it's time to get my lantern going. This is my Coleman fuel lantern that I really like. You fill it with fuel and then you have to pump it to build pressure inside. And now that everything's kind of set up, I had a gross dinner and my fire is going. I'm going to treat myself to a glass of wine. And by glass, I mean a red Solo cup, because that's what I have. All right. Well, the temperature sure has dropped. I had to put a lot of warm clothes on. Yes, it has. Now that the sun is setting, I got a little bit of daylight. I hope this audio comes out well. I got a good fire going, and I got a little bit of wine. I like this chair. I bought this chair at Cabela's, and it has little pockets over here for my water bottle, my wine, my phone. So I'm just gonna have a little drink and read a book on my Kindle. And that's the way I do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.